Welcome to this week's listeners' questions. I'm joined by Sabrina Elba. It's a mixture. It's a mixture of working together and blended families.
Love it.
And then some skin ones at the bottom. So let's kick off. I recently started a business with my husband and it's causing a lot of tension between us. No shit, Sherlock. We don't spend any quality time together anymore and all we seem to do is work. How do you separate your working relationship from your actual relationship?
Well, I want to immediately ask just that. Have you separated your working relationship from your romantic relationship? Because I think that was the biggest learning for me and Idris going into a working relationship was that there needed to be boundaries. I had to go through his assistant or not, or, whatever his logistic measures were to get to him. I couldn't just ask him a work question over dinner when we were trying to have quality time. Yeah, and I respect that because what would happen was
could I have gone any higher there?
We'd get an hour together if you come home from work before he's tired, and I'd inundate him with questions about work because it was the only time I had with him that day. It needs to be separate, in my opinion. It needs to be work hours are work hours, and you treat that like another colleague or coworker at first.
Right.
You don't give yourself VIP access to somebody just because you're in the same bed.
Yeah, you do. I'm sorry, I completely disagree. If I'm married to someone and he's a big actor and I have to go through his assistant, that's not going to fly with me. Totally means punching.
See, I think for us, it has been the best thing. And I want him to come through mine, by the way.
And okay. I like that. I like that. Is that you?
If it's a work-related question, it needs to go a work-related route.
Wow.
And if it's a personal question, it's what you do at home. But the second you start confusing them, it starts to become very muddled. Then when is personal time? And that's exactly what she's agonizing about.
Okay, so in the world where you don't have a husband that does what yours does.
Yeah.
If your husband's a policeman.
Yeah.
And he's decided he's going to come and work with you and get that going off the ground.
Yeah.
So he's working. I'm just going, I have no idea. My husband's not a policeman. But, or they're giving up their job and they're going part-time and then they're working with you. So you're kind of doing the hustle of like childcare and da-da.
Yeah.
How do you then separate working from actual relationship?
So the point still applies because whether or not he has an assistant or whatever industry he's in, work hours are work hours. So whatever means it is to get to him at work, that's how you need to get to him. If it's an email to email during working hours, fine. However you would reach out to your coworker or your colleague is how you need to treat your husband about work issues.
So maybe if it's harder and if you obviously, because you live together and you're business together, maybe you have a cut-off point at night.
Yeah, and that's a great one for people who work at home together, for instance, and they're not in an office setting. If you're at home together, let's say, look, 4 p.m., that's office hours. Great. After that, we're home together. We're having dinner. We're spending quality time together. But there needs to be a boundary, I think.
Jim and I do that the weekends when we've been inundated with kids and grandkids.
Right.
And then we'll look at each other and just have that moment of, telly tonight.
Yeah.
Because you'll get through like the noise and the chaos and we love it.
Yeah.
But when they go, we both go,
just
I'm knackered.
What are you guys watching? What's Jim and Caroline watching?
We watch anything that people like, anything that is basically an American drama.
Oh, nice.
So like, I'm an SVU head. I make him watch with me. So he's got into it over the years. He's had no choice. SVU. I watch any crap. Like The Rookie, FBI, which is terrible, Blue Bloods.
Oh my gosh, what is it with you and cops?
I don't know. And I brought policemen up before, didn't I? Maybe something weird there.
Something's going on here.
Well, I've never been attracted to
Did Jim ever
policemen.
put on a cop costume?
No,
sure?
funny enough,
Is that a different
no.
podcast?
Although he did once meet my mum at the airport in an Australian policeman's outfit, just for a laugh. But that's my husband.
This needs context.
We digress.
Okay.
And then for ages afterwards, she'd seem to go, "Good day, Jim," like because my mother's type that would get mortified, mortified, and he turned up proper with a cork hat and everything.
Oh, so he was doing this to
full outfit, shorts, and a cork hat. And
if I did this with my mother-in-law, tried to embarrass her in public,
Mum was just like, "What is he doing?" I'm
Not
like,
West
"Oh
African
my god." I've been with my partner for a year now, and he has asked me to move in with him. And he has 2 teenage children that live with him. I've tried my best to build a relationship with them, but they are still very resentful of me. It's only a year. I'm scared they're going to make my life hell when I move in. Oh, they will. How do I get them to accept me as part of the family? This is Katie. 2 teenagers are the worst, and I feel bad for the teenagers.
But also, this is such... I think speaking as a stepmom, if maybe not everyone, but I think most stepmoms really care and they really want to get it right.
I can tell you categorically that is untrue.
Really?
Yes.
But have you had a step-parent in a different...
We can't say who we're pointing at, but there's people in the room we're pointing at. When I do a Q&A on Instagram, I get so many questions about mother-in-laws and stepmothers. It's always that too.
Oh, that's so sad to me. So I think that
you
leads into a
obviously, though, are going to be lovely.
Well, I think... Look... you have to be honest with yourself. If you're going to be in a serious relationship with someone who has children, those children will be a part of your life. You need to go into that relationship knowing that you have to
And they're probably going to come first.
Yeah, they're going to come first. And also they're going to look to you as a point of representation in this crazy world of how an adult should act. So act accordingly. And I think with my stepchild, and Idris does have, you know, she's 22 now, turning 22. But when I met her, she was 14. And I was a bit nervous. And I realized it's not that I don't want to be her friend, but I just want to be a guiding light. I am here if she needs me, and I will always offer my honest truth.
You're not trying to replace anyone.
I'm not trying to replace anyone. And when she needs a cuddle, I'm still there to give a cuddle, because I think there is an aspect to being a stepmom in particular that requires a little bit of a maternal, you know, presence
For
there.
sure.
Yeah. Maybe she wants to get her hair stroked. And I can so relate to that feeling, especially at that age.
Yeah.
There's so much power in a hug. Even though they might be like, oh, I don't want. There actually is so much power in that kind of just, I'm here for you. And as much as you might think I'm annoying, I'm not going anywhere. That consistency goes so far.
Consistency is key,
But it
whether
is a
you are a
thankless
step-parent
job.
or a parent.
It is a thankless job because you cannot go into it expecting anything. They might not just have it. They just might not have it for you. And
it'll also depend on how close they are to their mother. Is the mother alive? Like, there's lots of things.
So many factors.
So many factors.
Yeah. And I think I got very, very lucky with my stepkids because I love them. I feel weird calling them stepkids. I love them so much.
How many do you have?
So 2, Ihsan is 22 and Winston is 10, but he also has an older adopted son, Riaz, who is 30 now.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
bananas. Yeah, and I actually, Riaz and me are good mates.
Good, gorgeous family.
Yeah.
Good name, Winston.
I know, it's such a good name, isn't it? It was his dad's name, so he's passed it on. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be nice to
They're really
Idris.
cute.
No, the kids, I'm sure I'm just being nice to Idris.
Idris quite cute too.
He's quite cute.
He's quite cute.
But I'm
He's
always
quite
team wife.
Oh.
I'm getting married next summer, and of course, want my skin. Well, so the advice is basically they might resent you.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have
They
the
probably
expectations,
will resent you.
but you need to go into it thinking you have to
be
give it your all.
consistent. But I would also say if you're living with them and you are then, there's onus on your partner there to tell them that you are the woman of the house and they need to respect you.
There is an aspect to commanding respect, absolutely.
Because if you don't, they will walk all over you and then
100%.
reverse the car and ride over you again.
100%. There needs to be an authoritative barrier, boundary. And I think, and that's what I mean by sort of, you know, you're not there to be their friend. You're there to be a guiding light or force or someone
You're a
they can speak
consultant.
to. You're a
A
consultant.
parent is a manager.
Yeah.
Step parent is a consultant.
That's a really good way to put it, actually.
It's the same when they're younger. So when your kids are younger, you're managers.
Right.
As they go through the teen years, you become more of a consultant.
Oh, that's
But
I like that.
then you're never off the books.
Yeah,
I can tell you
that's
that.
interesting. And there's times that they, you know, they might hate me. There's times they might love me. But as
that's
long as you
normal.
are there and you're consistent, that's what they'll remember in the end.
I'm getting married next summer, and of course, want my skin to look perfect. What treatments would you recommend in the lead up to a wedding to ensure a flawless complexion?
Ooh, oh, this is such a bespoke question. I mean, we'd have no idea what her skin concerns are.
No, but this is
you know.
welcome to my life.
Yeah.
I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
She's
What do I need to
given
do?
us Nothing. Are you oily? Are you like dry skin? Or like, I always think finding someone for your journey is such, like, I found a facialist when I was getting married. And I love her. I love her so much. And she worked at Koya in Notting Hill. And
Oh, you got married
she
in
was
London?
No, I got married in Marrakesh.
Okay. But you had your treatments here.
I had my treatments here.
Right.
We actually did have our ceremony here because you have to get married in London. But we had our wedding in Marrakesh. And I found someone who just helped me on this journey and just held my hand and was like, what's the issue? Don't worry, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And if you really have a specific issue, why are people so afraid to go to derms? Go to your derm.
No one has a derm in the UK.
Yeah, I find that interesting. In North America, like everyone's a speed dial for
Yeah.
derms.
No,
Like,
it's just. I mean, it's
What is that?
heartbreaking for me. It's because we have this mentality in the UK where if it's available on the NHS, we should be able to access it. You certainly shouldn't pay for it because that's destroying the NHS. When actually, I say to people all the time, I don't say credit card your skincare, but I would credit card taking my teen to a derm. If my teen's got acne or eczema or psoriasis, take your teen to a dermatologist because the wait list for non-cancerous problems on a dermatologist is like 3 years.
Wow. You know, and I always am surprised when people come to us with very serious skin questions.
Please
They're
go
asking
to your
a
doctor.
brand's email.
Go to your doctor,
Yeah.
ask your GP for a referral, and
Yeah.
sometimes the GPs won't refer them.
But
So
I
it's
think it's
a
also,
lottery.
people don't see skin as health. Skin is very much an indicative factor of your health.
Exactly.
And it isn't, you need to treat it with importance.
So the answer, Imogen, is it depends on your skin. But what I would say is don't do anything that you wouldn't normally do.
That's a very good one. Don't go crazy.
Don't go crazy and start doing microneedling and all this kind of like. And it also depends like what the lead up is. So she's getting married next summer. You've got plenty of time to get a plan in place.
Yeah, she could probably try one crazy thing now.
Try one crazy thing now.
If it's early enough. Once you get to the 3 months point, I actually think leave your skin alone, because I think the stress of getting married and then trying to do all this stuff on top of that, just be kind. Be kind to your skin and be intuitive.
Skin is not your enemy.
No one can tell you exactly what's right for your skin. You know, you need to feel. If something's burning and hurting and someone tells you it's not going to do that, but it is doing that, it's doing that.
Get it off your face.
Get it off your face. Yes.
This episode is obviously brought to you by the Skin Rocks app, your free to download ultimate guide to skincare made by me, all in one place, with a catalogue of over 24,000 products and over 600 expertly written articles and guides with new content daily. It really is your destination for your best skin yet. And I'm thrilled, because I can, to offer you an exclusive discount to unlock an elevated app experience with exclusive features and even more skincare expertise from me, plus so much more. Revolutionise the way you discover, shop and learn about skincare with our multi-award-winning app. Download the Skin Rocks app for free and sign up to Premium with your exclusive code CHPOD, all in caps, to save £10 off your annual subscription. More details in the show notes. Talk us through your perfect day. What would you do? Where would you go? And who with? Nicole. Nicole's very nosy, but that's fine.
Oh,
perfect day.
I'm so lame. My perfect day is with my family. And Idris can be there. No, I'm just kidding. Idris
He's
is my
allowed.
Family. No, if it was the kids, so both our immediate family, so his kids, his mom, my mom, and my siblings. That's kind of like our
core
squad.
group.
And I just want to do nothing. I want to walk around the street, go to a movie, go get street food. Cotton candy should be in there at some point. I have a massive sugar addiction to my, fault. But yeah, I just want time with the family. That's my day. How about you?
Same. Probably involves grandkids.
We appreciate it as much as you get older, right?
Yeah,
I
grandkids
think
and a
so
sofa
much more.
at the end of the day with some kind of deathly police drama.
Yeah. If we could go to Harry Potter World in my day,
Oh, not you too.
Oh, I love it.
God, there's no hope.
I know. I just saw the play the other day at the Palace, and I just...
Well, isn't it like 4 days long?
Third time seeing it. It's a day. I'm obsessed with it.
What is that if you do it for a day? What is it? What time do you get there and what time do you leave?
Well, how does it work? So we get there at about 1, 2, 3, and then 6 to 8.
Oh, that's not bad. They make it sound like it's 24 hours of Harry Potter. I was like, God, how much time do people have?
I think. Yeah, no, it's great. And you get lunch in between. It's lovely.
They feed you?
No, you go for lunch.
Oh, I was going to say, my God, that's extra.
You go, you enjoy, go have lunch, come back, finish it. Everyone's talking about it at lunch. It's so fun. I think it's great. I'm a huge Harry Potter World fan. To me, I realize it still brings like that. It's one of those like kid moments for me that makes me believe in magic.
Well, how long ago was Harry Potter out?
So I remember it when I was 14 was when I read my first book.
Okay, so that's why.
Yeah.
My kids
it was my
were
first
the Harry
serious
Potter.
reading, actually. I didn't quite do any serious reading before that. It was like something like Sisterhood of the Traveling Underpants.
J.K. Rowling, all current situation aside, that's what she is to be credited for. Is most kids of a certain age group started reading because of Harry Potter.
Yeah, we'll separate it from her.
Yeah. I'm 50 years old and I'm thinking about finally taking my passion for skincare seriously and training as an esthetician. Yes.
How old did you say?
50.
Nice.
I don't know where to start and I'm worried it's too late. Do you have any advice? Do it.
Never too late.
Never too late.
Never
Just
too late.
do it.
50 is so young.
Yeah. Well, okay.
But 50 is young, especially now. I
am definitely younger than my grandmothers were at 50.
It's more and more commonly only the halfway point in your life.
That's been a bit. I don't mind living to 100 if I'm fit and healthy.
There are more centennials now than ever before.
But
that needs to be considered. By the time we are of that generation, there will be even more.
Maybe you. Not me, babe.
I think we need to start preparing ourselves for the fact that we might live so much longer and stop putting like...
I'm for it. I love that.
But you know what? I saw a funny meme recently. So George, the character from Seinfeld, remember George?
Yeah.
Everyone loves George. Was next to Timothée Chalamet at the point that they were 30.
Oh, wow.
Two very different looking people.
Yeah.
30 today.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah, for sure.
Very different.
For sure.
We need to remind ourselves of this. 50
I
is
do
not
look back and see certain people and it says like they're 54 and I think, oh my God, are they my age? but not like bigging myself up, but you think, wow, okay, we are definitely getting younger as we get older.
100%. And it's never too late to
But the advice, Lorraine, is to do it.
Yeah.
Take the exams. My workload seems to be never ending and I'm struggling to maintain any work-life balance. Do you have any tips? Don't ask me.
Don't ask me.
My team are laughing. Don't ask me, I tap out. I have my work and I have my life and they do this.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I did recently get another phone to
I have
try and
two phones.
separate. Oh, you
It
already
doesn't
have
work.
the, it does. Well, I keep forgetting that I have a new phone.
I use
told
my other phone.
everyone
I put my
love-
phone down and I pick up the other one.
I know. I was like, everyone, we're really close to, only message me on this phone because I'm losing you in the mess of my work phone. And then they're like, we messaged you 4 days ago. I was like, oh, I forgot I had another phone.
Yeah.
I haven't quite figured it out. Is there ever a perfect balance? Anyone that says they have it perfected,
Is a liar.
I think they're lying. No, work is life. It should be if you enjoy it.
All right. My husband has started a new job where he is constantly working long hours and working away. I'm feeling neglected and lonely. I'm already annoyed. I'm feeling neglected and lonely. I don't have any hobbies and hate spending time by myself. How can I start to enjoy my own company?
But this is a serious thing. So I grew up with 5 siblings, busy house, always busy. And at the point where I started being more and more alone because I just was always traveling for work, I think I actually went through a bit of depression because I had to kind of get used to the idea that like I didn't have my family around me.
You don't travel with him, or you didn't in the early days.
I didn't in the early days.
Yeah.
Not and to be fair, not that much now. But it took me a while to get used to being with myself, and it was part of it for me. And I won't get too personal. Was facing some of the realities that I was going through in my life because when you're alone, you have time to think.
Yeah,
and you're not distracted. So I do think there's a serious thing there, but maybe. The best advice I can give then in that sense was to confront those issues and ask yourself why you feel so uncomfortable in this position and, go on a bit of a learning journey. It's never too late.
I don't have any hobbies and hate spending time by myself. So go and find a hobby.
Also, maybe, find out.
I'm like, I'm getting a bit impatient. Like he's out working, he's working long hours, he's bringing in the money, he works away and you're feeling neglected. Stop it. No, you're being nice. Get a grip, Annie. What is the ingredient in SPF that stings my eyes? Can you recommend any SPF that doesn't contain this ingredient? It's either octocrylene or octinoxate. Oh my God. I think it's one of the 2 O's.
Oh.
Because I went on holiday with my girlfriend. We went to see Duran Duran in Ibiza, girls' trip.
Oh, nice.
And shut up, Harry Potter.
Yeah, fair. Touche.
Thanks. And there's no Duran Duran world. At least you have somewhere to go. I have to go in my kitchen.
I get it.
And her eyes streamed when we put one particular SPF on. And I do remember sitting there going through them trying to work it out. And it was
like
one of
not
the
a painful stream, just
like red and ow. She had to go and wash it off.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I think it's one of the 2 O's.
I've never experienced that.
I'll double check with her because she won't remember, but I'll try and remember.
Tell us
but Julian will tell us.
What kind it was. Yeah. That's true.
No, it's a really good SPF.
If you guys haven't heard of Dr. Julian Sass.
Julian Sass. He was Scamander on Instagram. Now I think he's changed his name to Julian Sass.
It's quite formal now.
Yeah.
But an
he's
amazing
the SPF man.
A resource for skincare, particularly sunscreen, because he just tries everything.
Everything.
Good guinea pig. He's doing it for the peoples.
He really is taking one for the team. Some of those pictures he sends me and he's like, girl, have you seen this? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he just looks like this table.
Oh, no.
I mean, Julian, for context, is a very dark black man.
Yes.
And he can look like Casper the Ghost when he tries these SPFs.
He tried one that was like Amazon's top selling sunscreen. And he's like, how? When I look like this? And he literally did end up looking like the table. Oh, it's kind of a joke. Yeah.
I'm thinking of investing in red light therapy. Have you tried it? What skincare technology would you recommend?
I do like red light therapy.
I like a bit of I like LED,
I do.
red light.
Yeah, I just think people forget you need to be under it for a certain amount of time. Like all these kind of, I'm not a huge believer of the new, at home, kind of do it yourself. I mean, you have to do it for long enough. You have to be consistent.
You have to do it every day. If you're doing it at home, you kind of need to do it every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you've got like a Dermalux.
Yeah, if you've got Dermalux at home.
If you've got Dermalux at home, then you're fine.
Oh, that's a
But
nap.
if you're using one of the ones you just buy from a sort of a normal beauty retailer.
Yeah, there's a lot of wands now, and people need to remember these things take consistency and time. And if you can stare at it.
I can't be doing with a wand.
Probably not that efficacious.
But a mask you can stick on your face while you're sitting and watching telly, for sure. But keep it. You have to keep it on. You have to do it every day.
I like the Dermalux a lot.
It's continuity.
It's continuity, yeah. But the therapy is proven. There are clinical studies around red light, and it works.
For sure. Continuity, like parenting and consistency.
Yes.
We have wrapped listeners' questions. I mean, that was very random selection.
I know. I actually feel like you get those crazy questions with no context. It's amazing.
Daily.
All the time.
All the time.
Thank
you.
Thank you. That was so fun.
I'm sure there'll
Thank you
be
for your questions,
comments.
everyone.
And I'm sorry for being mean to Annie. I'm a little bit sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry, Annie. I'm your friend. I'm here.
Thanks for listening. I'm back on Monday with a new guest, so make sure you tune in. Until then, I'm glad we had this chat. New episodes are available every Monday and Wednesday. Follow or subscribe now on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Glad We Had This Chat is produced by Wall to Wall Media.